Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Friday, October 8th, 2021. We are in the final hour of the current trading day, and we are in the final day of the current trading week. It's been a wild week. I hope you had a good trading week, stayed safe. There's a lot of volatility. Glad that we have a little bit of a rally here on Friday. The last hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions. And I say this because during the day you have the algorithms and the day traders. They are the ones that are in control of the price. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in. They take control away from the day traders and the algorithms. I consider them to be the smartest money on the street because they are, one, dealing with the most money, two, they have very smart people, three, best information, and fourth, best technology. And I just simply consider where they move the price at the end of the day to be the most valid price and therefore a long-term edge in your trading. And that is why I make the majority of my buying and selling decisions right at the end of the day, right before the close. All right. Well, thank you for coming today. It's nice to see everyone. I hope you are having a great day. I hope you're staying safe out there, and I just appreciate you being here and spending your time here. And I hope by doing so, it's helping with your trading and your investing. So here is the plan for today, everyone. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we are going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I am going to manage them going forward. I did have some day trades today that I will share with you as well. After that, we're going to go over to the board. We're going to take a look at my students' current positions, talk about when they bought them, why they bought them, and how they are performing. After that, we are going to spend some time talking about trader psychology. The most important part of trading is being able to create a plan and follow it to the T, not let your emotions get revved up, amplified, and have you get out of your trade based upon emotions instead of based upon signals. After that, I do have some end of day candidates that I am considering today. I have three requirements before I'm looking to enter any trade. First, I need a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, I need a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1. Based upon support below me, based upon strong and likely resistance above me. If I'm going to risk $1,000 on a trade, I need to be able to make $2,000 or more to make the asymmetrical math work. Lastly, I need to have a complete trading plan regardless of the market I'm trading, regardless of the strategy that I'm trading. And for me, that includes 7 requirements. 1, I need to be able to position size based upon the market's current market volatility. 2, I need to know what my maximum allowed loss is. 3, I need to know where my emergency stop is. 4, I need to know where my end of day stop is. 5, I need to know where my intraday profit targets are. 6, I need to know where significant overhead resistance levels are. And 7th, I need to have a good trailing stop methodology in place. So if I do have a nice trade and it does work for me, I don't give back all the profits. All right, so I've been through the results of Kamal Scanner. I have been through the results of my watch list, and I do have the end of day candidates. So as we get closer to the end of the day, I will go through those. We'll look at the multiple time frames. We'll look at the risk to reward ratios, and if something makes sense to me in that regard, I will purchase it right before the close of the day. All right, after the market closes, if you have any questions, that would be a great time to ask me. If you need any clarification on anything, please let me know. That would also be a great time for me to clarify. If you have any stock symbols that you would like to get my opinion on before the close of the day, put them in the live stream, put an emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive, and I will do my very best to get to it prior to the close. And then lastly, if my students have any new entries or exits for me that they would like me to update on the board, if you could just please wait until after the market closes. That way I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, pressure's off, and we'll spend as much time as we need to get them all updated and correct. Okay, so I am going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. I'll be back in about 40 seconds, so hang tight. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who is here today. Tom is first on deck. Good to see you, Tom. Good trading today, bud. And Tom says, happy Friday, traders. Paxton is here. Good to see you, Packy. Hope you and Tracy are doing well. Michael Wilkinson, a.k.a. Lova, is here. Good to see you as always, buddy. Hey, there's Nigma. Nice to see you, Nigma. Always great to see Nigma. And Nigma says, happy Friday, everyone. Paxton says, DG, intraday rejection of 200 SMA. All right, so let's look at this. Paxton, what I meant was I do not, yes, it's closing above the 200-day moving average, but you see how far it's moved from here to get to the moving average? It's not that the risk to reward off of the 200 is not good. It's just that the previous move was so big that, and it's coming from a lower low, right? We closed below the 200, lower low. More likely than not, even if this continues to go up, it will come back up, retest the 200-day moving average. I would much rather see this. I would pass on the trade here. I would wait for it to close back below the 200 and then back over, coming from a higher low perspective. A higher low is always better than a lower low. Lower lows tend to bounce like this and then fail. So just to clarify, the risk to reward is fine on this right now, but looking at this contextually, in the big picture, I don't like that it's come from a lower low and moved so far above. That being said, it's still a good risk to reward ratio. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly's okay. It's back above the -1 ATR channel and the 50 SMA. We had the big ass bar down here. So, you know, I'm looking at halfway there of we're going to have resistance. So I just don't think the risk to reward ratio, especially with the context of the big move before you get to the 200, that concerns me. So I hope that makes sense. Steve Burns is here. Good to see you, Steve. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you are having a really good day. Appreciate everything that you do for this channel, all your great content over on your website at newtraderu.com, all your great posts on Twitter and Facebook, and we'll be discussing one of those posts today. And Steve says, hello traders, the weekend is almost here. Another 2 recovery days for you to feel better, Greg. Oh man, I have never been so excited to be done with the trading week. It's been a decent trading week. I'm happy with that, but yeah, I need a couple days off. I've taught the last 4 of 5 nights, which is tough anyway, trust me, but I've been under the weather, so it's been a challenging week, but thanks, bud. I appreciate that. Frank is here. Hi, Greg and group. Good to see you, Frank. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Appreciate everything that you do as well for this channel with your wonderful poems. And hope you're having a good day. Jonathan is here from Ireland. Evening, Greg and group. Nice to see you, Jonathan. Hope you and the family are doing well. There's my friend Ava. Nice to see you, Ava. Hope you're doing well today. And Ava says, greetings, everyone. And greetings, everyone. Greetings back to Ava from everyone. Anya T is here. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you, Anya. Hope you're doing well. It's always a pleasure to have you here, and I hope you're feeling well today as well. Paxton says, thank you for the explanation, Greg. You are welcome, buddy. Okie dokie, Smokey. Let's see. So I am feeling better today. I am grateful for that. I woke up this morning and I could definitely tell that I was feeling a little bit better. Last night was a little rough, but man, I'm just really grateful to feel a little better today. Okay. Let's start out with SPY. I did buy SPY yesterday at the close, as always, and I sold it at the open for a little profit. Got in today at 438.60, or got in yesterday, excuse me, at 438.66. Sold right at the open today for a profit at 439.40. So got in at 438.66, out at 439.40. If you wonder why I do buy the SPY every day at the close, hold it overnight, sell it first thing the next morning at the open, there is a link in my lessons playlist in YouTube where I explain exactly why I do that, what the rationale is, what the back-tested numbers are, and that's what I do. So I will buy this again today, rinse and repeat. As always, I'll buy it at the close with the market on close order. I'll hold it over the weekend, and hopefully I will sell it Monday morning at the open with a gap up. We shall see. Can go the other way as well. Zoom is the only other position. I only have two positions here, but I did buy Zoom along with Leva and Tom. We bought it yesterday because of an under 30, over 30. Bigger picture, it also has a triple bottom with bullish divergences. Here's the low, deep red MACD. We rallied to green, came back lower, less red MACD, rallied again, came back lower, no red MACD. This is a triple bottom with a bullish divergence, missing right shoulder. Did buy it yesterday at 256.11. Did hit one profit target today, and this is a good example of why I like to put intraday profit targets. I placed them 0.45, the value of 0.45 ATRs from the previous day's close. Did sell a portion of my profit of my position today here at 260.25. It has reversed since then. It's down to 0.5, down 59 cents, down 0.23. My end of day stop is the 30 RSI, so it is holding right there. Just barely above 30. It's going to have to close above 30 in order for me to hold this position. But the reason I bought it under 30, over 30, over the negative third ATR channel, and this triple bottom with the bullish diversions. Doesn't mean it's going to hold, right? But it just places the odd in your favor. So I'll have to watch this one very close. All right. Apple. Had some nice trades on Apple today. All right, first trade was in the morning to the short side. First 5-minute bar, we gapped way up, came way down. You know what I'm thinking, right? When it got back to halfway of that bar, I shorted it. And cherry on top, the halfway of this bar dovetailed pretty closely with this downward sloping 50 SMA. So that was the confluence, the reversion back up to 50% of the huge down bar. There's going to be inherent resistance there. Also, the 50 SMA give me a really nice line in the sand to key off of. So as it approached the 50, before the bar ended, I shorted at 143.73. My stop would have been at any close above, but it did exactly what I was hoping it would do. I shorted at 143.73. Came back all the way back down, bounced off the 200, and I thought, you know what, that is good enough for me at 143.38. So I shorted at 143.73, and I covered at 143.78. So that was a nice little beginning to the day. And let me get rid of these so we have plenty of room. All right, and then get rid of this guy right here. Okay. Then, exact same procedure. You see over here on the first trade. Big down bar, shorted halfway. Well, 45 minutes later or so, we had a big down bar. As it approached the halfway, I shorted again. I did not wait till the close, but the bar, I shorted at halfway. Again, that 50 was going to be my line in the sand, and it worked perfectly. I shorted at 143.60, had a big down bar here. I didn't wait for the close. Just as soon as we got to the support of the negative 1 ATR channel, I covered. So I shorted at 143.63 and covered at 143.14 for a nice little profit. So that was good. I really like using the support or the resistance of big down bars or big up bars. In my experience, it really does give you a good edge, and it's made a lot of money for me over the years. And so that is something I always look at. So those were two shorts to the downside. Alternatively, I did take a long position on Apple later in the day. It was a big old scary bar. We had an under 30, over 30. I held my nose, bought it at 142.66. It danced around the 30, wasn't sure if it was going to hold, had to move up. I sold a portion at 142.77. Moved sideways, had another bar making a higher high on this trade. I sold at 142.82 and then got out of the rest of the position on this move up here at 142.93. Moved up a lot higher since then, but I'm very happy to take the profits when I feel like they're enough. And so it was a nice trade. 142.66 out at 142.77, out at 142.82, and out at 142.93. All right, so there's Apple. And then I had an interesting trade today on MasterCard. Same type of approach, everyone. This wasn't really considered a day trade. It was more of a swing trade, but I did cover it. This is on the daily on MasterCard. We had this huge big down bar. It made it past 50%, but as it approached the 100-day moving average today on the daily, I said, this is a good place. I'm up against resistance here. I have the resistance of the 200 above. My plan was to short this at the end of the day. If it closed above 200, get out for a loss. So I did short it at 359.47. It immediately sold off when it got to the 200-day moving average resistance, like I was hoping it would. As it came back down, it bounced at the 50 SMA, and I thought, that's good enough. This is a nice trade. I shorted at 359.47, and I covered at 354.90. So short at 359.47, covered at 354.90. So what is that for? Yeah, about a $5 move on that trade. So I have been shorting a lot lately. Markets don't only go up, right? But you have to be patient with shorting. You have to identify resistance levels. You also have to have good risk to reward ratios. So anyway, worked out great. Let's take a look. Well, let's take a look over here real quick. Tracy says, does everyone remember Romper Room? Hi, Greg and everyone. I do. I'm super old. I remember Romper Room. Gijesh, how you doing? I hope I pronounced that correctly, sir. Can I call you JJ instead? He says, hi, everyone. Happy Friday. Nice to see you. Appreciate you coming back, sir. If there's anything I can help you with, please let me know, okay? All right, let's head over to current positions with my students. Now, who do we have in here? We have Steve. Is it only Steve? It's only Steve. Steve had a beautiful entry on Amazon, under 30, over 30. He bought at 32.29.67, moved up beautifully for the last 2 days, was up a little higher today, and then down $2.27. But it looks like at the moment, Steve is up on this particular trade 2.15%. So pretty sweet. AGQ. Wow. Big reversal on AGQ. I think we have Ava and Steve in AGQ. We do. Nice trade, Ava and Steve. Ava and Steve bought the under 30, over 30 on AGQ, which is double leveraged silver. He bought it at 30.26, and Ava also bought it at 30.26. This has moved up like a rocket ship, gapped way up. Now reversed. This is a bit of a bearish, candlestick bar. It is up 0.75% on the day, and Ava and Steve are up 9.75%. Way to go, you two. All right, AEE. We have Lova bought AEE back on the 4th of October. Was it October? Yeah. Gosh, come on. All right. Also had a false breakout to downside. Had a V2. Bought at 81.88. It's 82.35. It is down 0.45% today. so far, but the good news, it is up 0.61% on the trade. So way to go, Mike. Shopify. All right, we have Lova, did by Shopify with an under 30, over 30, a rejection of the 200-day moving average, bought it at 1349.08, has moved up down 1% today, 1.13% today, but overall on the trade, Lova is up 2.29%. So excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, here we go. Dynamic Duo, did by TT Train Technologies. Looks like an under 30, over 30 rejection of the negative 200-day moving average and the negative 30-day TR channel. Bought at 175. Moved up. It's been positive most of this trade. Today, however, it is down 2.45%, and it looks like it is losing the 200-day moving average. So this one down on the day and down on the trade. ARK. Steve Burns, did by ARKK, ARK Innovations. Under 30, over 30, back on the 4th. Bought this at 107.50, moved up beautifully ever since his purchase. It's down 1.39% today, but so far on this trade, Steve is up a healthy 3.25%. So way to go. TELL, Frank, did by TELL yesterday at 337. It's 345. It's down 0.86% today on the day, but it is up. Frank's up 2.61% on the trade. So way to go, bud. Uber. All right. My good friend Kamal did buy Uber back here at 44.44 with a V1, and it is down 0.35% today. However, Kamal is up 7.08% on the trade. That's a healthy move. Visa, Jonathan and David did buy Visa back here on the 5th with a rejection of the 200-day moving average. Bought it at 225. It is 230.88. It's up 0.14% on the day, but it's up a healthy 2.55% on the trade. Way to go, guys. DocuSign. Who's our DocuSigners here? Lova did buy DocuSign. Under 30, over 30, under 200, over 200, bought at 256.01. It's 264.24. It's down 1.34%, but Lova is up nicely, up 3.2%, which is beautiful. Boeing, here we go. Kamal had a beautiful trade on Boeing. Very nice entry all the way back here on the 15th of September. Bought at 213 even. It's 227.18. You can see Kamal and I were discussing this earlier. Doesn't like the 200-day moving average. Rejected it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So, you know, that resistance level is holding. What Kamal needs us to do is jump back over the 200-day moving average, showing that now having the support of the 200 below it. But this trade is up, did I just measure that? Up 6.25%. So way to go, Kamal. Kamal has had some stellar trades lately. Sticks. Dynamic Duo did buy Sticks yesterday at 80.66. It is currently 80.56, so it's down 10 cents on the day. I'm sorry, it's down 1.48% on the day and down about 10 cents on the trade, battling with that 200-day moving average. TMUS, we have Michael Martin. I don't know if Michael's still in this. I had him buying this at 127.90. Haven't seen him for a while. I'm actually going to take Michael out of here because I just can't imagine for a second that Michael would still be in that with all that price action. NEE, Lova, bought NEE at 78.34, rejection of the 200-day moving average. It is down today a little bit, but Lova is nicely up on the trade, about 2.93%, so excellent. Nike, another great trade from Steve and Jonathan, under 30, over 30, rejection of the 200-day moving average, bought it at 147. It is currently 152.61. It's up 0.5% today, and it is up 3.86%. So way to go, the two of you. Beyond Meat, Steve Burns did buy Beyond Meat back here on the 6th at 101.08. It's currently 100.04 8.7. It is down 3.55% today, and it looks like it is slightly down on the trade as well. Yeti, Ava bought Yeti back on the 6th at 85.40. It's 84.86. It's down 2.65% on the day, and it is down slightly on the trade. From entry, it's holding on to that 200-day moving average. Hope that holds for Ava. Coin, Steve and the dynamic duo did buy Coinbase yesterday with a 520 crossover. Bought it at 251.89. It is down 1.09% on the day, and looks like about that much down on the trade as well. ABC, 1, 2, 3. Leva has an under 30, over 30 rejection of the negative third ATR channel. Bought it at 116.90. It's 119.74. It's up about 1% today alone, and the trade up 2.38%. So way to go, Leva. We have Facebook. Okay, so this is Tom. Tom did sell puts on Facebook. He sold the $260 puts expiring January 22nd. So essentially, here is Tom's line in the sand, strike price at 260. As long as it holds above 260 by January 22nd, Tom will be able to keep all the premium from selling puts. I love to sell puts, especially in a market like this, and it looks like Tom does as well. And so yeah, this is all looking good. All right, Lilly, Eli Lilly. Michael Martin and Gary did buy Eli Lilly back here, higher low V2 at 232.08. It's 234.88. It's up 1.6. I'm sorry, it's up 0.71% today, and it is up. They are up 1.13% on the trade. And then last but not least is XLRE. Leva bought XLRE with an under 30, over 30 at 44.86. It's 44.81, so it's down 5 cents. It's down 0.69% today on the day, and it is slightly underwater on the trade. Okay. All right, Frank has a poem for us. Let's copy this and paste this, put this over here. All right, here we go. Today's poem. You can't get silk from the ear of a sow, and there's only so much milk you can draw from a cow. Sometimes market fire a shot across the bow. Every trader has limits to what they will allow. Ooh, that is true. You can't get silk from the ear of a sow, and there's only so much milk you can draw from a cow. Sometimes markets fire a shot across the bow. Every trader has limits to what they will allow. We all have limits, right? We definitely have limits. That's a great poem, Frank. Thank you as always, sir. Always appreciate that. Every day they're so good. You would think that I don't appreciate them anymore, but I do. They are just spot on, wonderful poems. I appreciate them, and I know everyone else does too. Tom says, I remember Romper Room. JJ says, you pronounced it correct. Oh, I did? Okay, good. Good. Well, thanks for being here, JJ. Frank says, Tracy, I could use that magic mirror these days, Tracy. Oh, Frank says, I could use that magic mirror these days. Oh, yeah, what did the magic mirror do? I forgot. To make you look handsome? Beautiful? I'm not sure. I can't remember. Oh, or did it show you the future? Glenn is here. Hey, Glenn. Good to see you, bud. Always appreciate you being here. Always appreciate your input on the seasonality of stocks and other markets. Glenn says, hi, Greg. Danny Blanchflower is forecasting USA entering recession by Christmas, with non-farm payrolls going negative in a few months. Consumer sentiment echoes 2007. Oh, well, that's not good because we know what happened in 2008. Johnson is here. Hi, Greg and all. Nice to see you, Johnson. Hope you are doing well, sir. Paxton says, thanks, Frank. Nigma says, thanks, Frank. Okie dokie, Smokey. All right. So, real quick little check of Zoom before we get to trader psychology. It's 3044 holding the 30 RSI. That's the only trade I have. Oh, I forgot. I do have more trades. All right. How could I forget about those? Weekly trades. Today is Friday. So, Tom and I did buy VIX on the weekly back on 9/10, September 10th, under 30, over 30 in a V2. This has been a wild ride. 26.94 is where I bought. A couple weeks later, we had a huge up move. I did hit 2 profit targets, which I was glad. Came back down, held. The week after that, hit another profit target. This week, got close to a profit target and below. Looks like I still will be holding this. The RSI is 33.39, so it is down on the week. And down on the trade, but mitigated the loss because of hitting the profit targets when it was up big on that. So I will be keeping this. I like to hold a little VIX here, especially at these low levels. It's a little bit of a hedge, and my end of day stop or my end of week stop has not been hit. Tesla. All right, I did buy Tesla along with Gary and Jonathan. V2 crossover, 520 crossover and a V2. I bought it at 685.47. Did hit a profit target this week, way up here at 796.81. And so far, this particular trade is up 2.26 on the week. But on the trade, this is up 13.5%. Pretty sweet. FIS, I do not have this trade, but Dynamic Duo and Tom did buy FIS with the close under over 200. 123.20. It's down 2.43% on the week and down about that much on the trade. And then Intel, Dynamic Duo did buy Intel a few weeks ago at 54.17. It's 53.95. So it is up on the week, slightly down on the trade. Mike says, Frank, I love that you take something like milk from a cow and then derive from that a silk from the ear of a sow. I like the way your mind works. I 100% agree. Tracy said, romper, bomper, stomper, boo. Tell me, do. Magic mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play? Wow, that's great. Good memory, Tracy. Tracy said she would then name the children she saw in television land, saying, for example, I can see Kathleen and Owen and Julie and Jimmy and Kelly and Tommy and Bobby and Jennifer and Martin and so forth. Appreciate that, Michael. Okay. Tracy's making me laugh. All right. So, listen, we have some end-of-day candidates to look at today. Before we get into that, though, I do want to talk about trading psychology. You know, I have my favorite Facebook and Twitter channels that I follow and like to read, and they're always helpful for me. I hope they are helpful for you. My favorite poster out there for sure, by far, is Stephen Burns, who is here with us in the live stream right now. You can follow him at @SJosephBurns over on Twitter. Please visit his website, newtraderu.com. It's great. It has so much great content, online courses, books. And so go and support Steve at newtraderu.com. Follow him on Twitter. And then here he is over on Facebook at the New Traders, Rich Traders over on Facebook. But let's see what Steve has to say today. First, you need a quantified trading system with an edge for a chance to be profitable. Got that? You need a quantified trading system with an edge for a chance to be profitable. How do you know it has an edge? Well, you backtest. You backtest under 200, over 200, under 250, over 250. You can also backtest crossovers, which Steve loves to trade. But you need something quantifiable that has an edge, not just a random entry into something. You need to have an edge. That's step number one. Step number two, then you need to understand proper position sizing to survive losing streaks. Just because something backtests well does not necessarily mean it's going to win every trade, right? We know that. So you are, even with good qualified back tested approaches, you're still going to have losing streaks. So it's very important that you position size properly based upon your account size and based upon market volatility so that you can survive a losing streak. And then number three, you need the discipline to follow the first two things, right? Trading is not easy, folks. It is not. It can be super easy or it can be super hard. It depends on your mindset. But this is it. Steve is giving you the keys to the kingdom. One, you need a quantified trading system with an edge. That is required, everybody. You need an edge, just like a casino. Two, you need to understand how to position size properly so that you can survive losing streaks, and they will come. We all know that. And then third and most important, you need the discipline to follow those first things consistently. Read this. Let's internalize this one more time. First, you need a quantified trading system with an edge for a chance to be profitable. Got it? Two, you need to understand proper position sizing to survive losing streaks. And number three, finally, you need the discipline to follow those two things consistently. That's why I'm talking about this in trader psychology land. You have to follow your plan. You have to follow your process. You have to be consistent and you have to be disciplined. So here it is. These are the keys to your kingdom, everyone. But you need to be able to do it and follow it. And this last one is very important. Finally, you need the discipline to follow those two things consistently. So there you go. There's the answer to everyone's dreams, but you have to do it, right? And I know it's harder than it sounds. I totally understand that. I've been trading for 25 years. I've been through all the emotions. I've been through all the nonsense. I've been through it all. So for those of you that are new to trading, if you just believe what Steve says here, practice it, put it into practice, follow your process, you're going to have a good time. If you don't follow these three requirements, you're not going to have such a good time. I promise you. So thank you, Steve. Appreciate this post. This really sums up trading in 3 sentences. And I appreciate you being here today, Steve, and I appreciate this post. It's always helpful to me to read your trading words of wisdom, and I hope it was helpful for everyone else in the podcast today. Frank has a fun fact for us. Table for one, Starbucks offers round tables so customers would feel less alone. Oh, well, that makes sense. It makes sense. Way to go, Starbucks. Boom. Okie dokie. So just a quick check over on Zoom. Still holding the 30 RSI, but barely. So I have to queue this one up to possibly get out and take a quick small loss, which is fine, right? Small losses are fine. What's allowed? Large wins? Check. That one's allowed. Small wins? Check. That one's allowed. Small losses? Check. That's allowed. Break-even trades? Check. That's allowed. And the only one that's not allowed are big losses. And how do you stay away from big losses? You position size properly. You know where your emergency stops are. You know where end your day stops are. Blah, blah, blah. All right. You've got it. You've all got it. All right, should we start looking? Let's start looking. Macy's, symbol M. Nice return to value, sideways motion in the value zone. A couple days ago, we triggered a valid V1. Stop would be halfway of the washout bar here. It is still holding. It is up on a down day. It is above 50 RSI. Let's take a peek over at the weekly. Weekly just bounced off the second ATR channel. I kind of like it. I mean, it gives a good risk to reward ratio, good reward, possibly up here back to highs. Gives a pretty good small risk if we're wrong, and the wrong would be close below halfway of this washout bar. So I do like Macy's. FE. Well, I liked FE earlier when it was a higher low V1, but that is gone now. So I will take that off. All right. Mondelez is a candy company. I kind of like Mondelez. I like the big up bar that we had. I would not have bought this. It's Chasey Paxton. If you're listening, this is the exact same thing I was talking to you about on Dollar General. We have this big move down. Yes, we came back above the 200, but it took a long ways to get there. And now it looks like it's just come back, retested the 200-day moving average, which I like, gives me a better risk to reward ratio. There was strong volume on the move up, indicated by the volume bars here. The pullback here has been relatively on light volume, which tells me that it's most likely just a little bit of profit taking. Has a pretty good, had a nice bounce off the 200-day, so I do like Mondelez as well. UPS, higher low V1 in the value zone, also rejection of the 250-day moving average. It's back in the value zone. I would prefer if MACD was positive. We have the 200 there. I think I'm going to let that one go. XLU, which is the utilities, similar to Mondelez, had a big up move, come back. Looks like it may test the 200-day moving average. Much better risk to reward ratio. Has a MACD crossover here. That's a good risk to reward ratio. I like it. CBOE did trigger a fractal today. A fractal is a high with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. It did trigger the fractal today. It has a 520 crossover. MACD went positive. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly is above the 1 ATR channel, so in a way that's good because it is showing an uptrend. We have gotten up to this level before a couple times here, and failed. I think I'm going to let this one go. I think I'm going to let that one go. 520 crossover, wasn't able to back test that one. But there are confluences. I mean, we do have a fractal break. We have a 520 crossover. I just feel like it's a bit too much of a big move to actually take the trade. MasterCard. Well, I shorted MasterCard earlier. I guess that's why I have it on there, so I'll take that one off. Snapola. I was looking for a 520 crossover. We had it earlier in the day. Now it is untriggered, so I'm going to take Snap off of there. ESNT has a 520 crossover. Nice close above the 200-day moving average and a fractal. Here's your high with two lower highs to the left, high, two lower highs to the right. So decent risk to reward ratio. I like the fractal. I like the 520 crossover. If we look at the weekly, we're above all the moving averages. That all kind of makes sense, but it's only 274,000 shares, so that's what concerns me. EQIX, 300,000 shares, about my limit, minimum limit, has a bounce off the 200-day moving average and retested the previous low. Let's take a look at the weekly. It looks like it's finding some support down there near the 50 SMA on the weekly, but it's not there. I think I'm going to bypass that one. Goldman Sachs, it has a higher low V1. It is up today, which is a good sign, but I'm really looking for the 520 crossover. What I don't like about this is that we had the big down bar back here on 928. We've rallied. We got right to the halfway and failed. No surprise, right? But I think I will just wait for a 520 crossover to keep me out of the chop in case that happens. And FCX, I was looking for a 520 crossover. It is still not there. So Macy's, the return to value sideways motion, it's still holding up on a down day. Mondelez, I do like Mondelez actually with the retest of the 200. And then XLU, I also like that as well. If we can look at some weekly trades here, this is on Twitter. I was looking for a 520 crossover. It's also a V1 false breakout to the downside, but I'm not going to take it without the 520 crossover. AGQ, I was looking at taking AGQ with the close above the 200. Does not look like that's going to happen. Alibaba, big strong move on the weekly, the under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. This one's a little extended for me. It's a 37.14 RSI. Fiverr, I was looking for a higher low V1. Didn't happen. And Teladoc, no. So actually, I don't see anything on the weekly whatsoever. All right, so my three favorites are Macy's, Mondelez, and XLU. Macy's, MD, LZ, and XLU. All right, so let's revisit these again. Let's see, Zoom, still holding the 30, barely. There's Macy's, nice return to value, nice structure to this trade. That one looks good. Mondelez, rejection of the 200-day moving average. And XLU, I like the crossover there. Let's take a look over at the weekly. Still holding the 50. Mondelez is rejected the 180 TR channel. I think I'm going to go with 1/2 position in Macy's. And I'm going to go with 1/2 position in XLU as long as XLU holds above the 200-day moving average, which it is. So XLU, and Macy's. So that's what I'm looking at today then. I'm going to get rid of Mondelez. So we're going to have to watch Zoom here. It is still holding the 30. Macy's, I like for a 1/2 position. XLU, I like for a 1/2 position as long as it holds 64.73. Frank says, speaking of programs from the past, trading has always reminded me of the following bouncing ball used in sing-alongs. Hey, there you go. Tracy says, I can see that. David says, AMD has a 520 crossover. Does it? 104.27 to 104.24. You are correct. It does have. MACD went positive as well, David. Good spot. MP, hi MP. Hi Greg, does Amazon have a V1 on the weekly? Let's take a look. It does. It looks like, yes, it does. Has a false, does it have a false breakout to the downside? No, it does not have a false breakout to the downside. I would actually, we made a lower high here, so I need to wash out this low in order to get interest in Amazon, and the low here was 31.75.76, and we got to 31.76.25. So it did not wash out that low. So I would not be, me personally, I would not take the trade with this V1 because we did not wash out the low after coming from a lower high. So yes, you're right. Technically, it does have a V1, at least for now. The close is 32.83.26. We're 32.89.91. But contextually and the structure, I would have needed today to have washed out this low back on 820. right. All right, so Macy's is on deck for me today with a half a position. And I'm just going to wait till we get a few minutes before the market to make those decisions. Steve says, is Patrick or first spammer in here? That's new. Yeah, I saw that. Well, I don't think it's the first spammer. Steve says, I exited Beyond Meat for a 0.51% loss under the close. Steve also exited ARKK for a 3.4% gain. Way to go, Steve. Oh, Steve is long Ares, ARES, and he's also long AMD, both based upon the 520 crossover. We have time to look. ARES. Oh, it's a new one. 520 crossover for Steve on ARES. So Steve did buy ARES with the 520 crossover, and he also bought AMD with the same, the 520 crossover. I like those kind better. I like the 520 crossovers when you get a little discount on them. It did cross, but it crossed on the down day, which you're just getting a better price. So Zoom is barely holding the 30 RSI. I may have to exit that with a small loss. Macy's, I do like Macy's. Going to wait till the end of the day to buy it. However, XLU, I like the retracement and bounce off the 200 as long as it holds above 64.73, which it is at the moment. Tom says, well, I did make a killing in SHIBUSD. Nice, Tom. Tom trades cryptos. Frank says, I like it when the SPY is above the 50-day moving average. Steve says, ARES was an IBD Big Cap 20 CanSlim stock. Oh, I was talking about CanSlim last night. Good for you, Steve. Good fundamentals there and legitimate crossover signal. That's what's important. Fundamentals and technicals together are my fave. All right, so Zoom currently under, so I'm going to have to watch that one very carefully and see if it's going to hold or not. Zoom now back over the 200. I'm buying a half position in Macy's because of the nice structure of the return to value, sideways motion, holding the end of day stop above the 50 RSI. And XLU again, we had the big move up on volume. We've had 2 days down on lower volume, giving me a good risk to reward. We'll just have to see. Five minutes to go. Excuse me. Steve says, one of my friends bought a huge amount of Shibu. He should be up 300% at this point from his entry. Nice. Way to go. Way to go. So Zoom is still holding the 30 RSI. I will be a keeper. So SPY, I'm buying SPY, overnight SPY trade at the close. Zoom is holding 30. Hopefully it will hold. Macy's, I'm buying a half, and XLU, I am buying a half. So I better get ready to get all this stuff taken care of. I think what I'll go ahead and do right now is buy Macy's so I can watch Zoom a little more closely, and then I'm also going to buy XLU. All right, so I did buy XLU and I bought Macy's. And I'm gonna have to watch Zoom. Zoom's looking all right. Zoom is holding on by a thread, and I mean a thread. All right, we have a minute and a half to go on my end. All right, we have about 1 minute to go. Okay, 30 seconds. All right, so it looks like everything held. Yay! Oh gosh, that was the sweet, sweet, smooth sounds of the week trading being over. So, let's see where I got filled on all this stuff. Overnight SPY trade, or over weekend SPY trade. In this case, 437.86. XLU, 64.82. And Macy's at 22.77, and those are both half positions, by the way. All right, so overnight SPY trade. Got filled at 437.86. 437.86. All right. Zoom held the 30 RSI, so it's a keeper. Macy's got filled on Macy's at 22.77, right where it is. And XLU, I got filled at 64.82, so up a whopping 1 penny. Oh no, XLU, 64.82. 64.82. All right, so there's that. So those are the current positions now. Overnight SPY trade from 437.86. Zoom, underwater on the trade, but holding the end of day stop of the 30 RSI. Macy's, return to value, sideways motion. End of day stop here is going to be a close below 22.18. And then XLU, nice move up, pullback on low volume, holding the 200-day moving average and the -1 ATR channel. So we'll see. We'll see what that brings. And Macy's and XLU are 1/2. So if my students have any new positions for me today that they would like me to update on the board, this would be the time to do it. Just go ahead, put it in the live stream chat. And in just a second, I'll get those all updated, but just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I'm a good teacher, and I teach a great course. I know that. And in that course, I teach you all 5 of the different trading approaches that I use. These are the approaches I've used over the last 25 years as a full-time equity trader. I teach you step-by-step how to position size, how to set all your different kind of stops, your intraday profit targets, your overhead resistance levels, show you how to use trailing stops, the rules for trailing stops based upon what approach we use. And listen, if you want to learn to be good at something, you need to get a coach, right? You need to get a coach that knows what they're talking about and that will guide you and hold your hand step by step and teach you. And it's very important to me that my students succeed. It is extremely important. That's why I started doing this, because I want to see students succeed. So if you're interested, if you want to improve your trading, I promise you this course will help you. The course does cost $1,750, but you do get 15 hours of one-on-one instructions and you learn some great things. So if you're interested, just send me an email. The email's in the link of this YouTube video, and in the in the email, just say, hey Greg, interested in potentially taking your course. I will reply and say, hey, great, thanks for saying hi, thanks for checking in with me. Let's set up a Skype call. The Skype call is not a sales call, I promise you that. The reason for that is just to see if we're a good fit, see if what your goals are for taking the course, what your goals, your challenges have been in trading, and then it's also a good time for you to ask me any specific questions about the course. All right, and then when we're done with the Skype call, you can think about it as long as you want, and then one day, if you decide today's the day, I really want to become a better trader, just email me back, we'll get it scheduled, and away we will go. Secondly, I do have a really great online video course available at udemy.com. The link is in the description of this YouTube video, and that course is a great course. 9.5 hours of video, 26 videos total, 15 study guides, and I teach you step by step in that online course how to trade the deep dip buy approach. And the deep dip buy approach is super relevant now based upon where a lot of stocks are, so it's a good time for that. And the best part, it only costs like $12 or $15 on udemy.com depending on what day that you buy it. But it's a great course. I've had so many good reviews. I've had so much good feedback from around the world. And so I think you're in good company if you decide to watch that this weekend. Do it. Watch it this weekend. If you have any questions, just come here in the live stream, ask them. I'll be able to explain it to you, show you up on the chart. So it's a good resource for you as well. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast and you found it valuable, I would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help to build the channel, helps keep the channel around, lets YouTube know there's some valuable content here. And like I said, it really would help out the channel. So if you did find something useful and you could hit the thumbs up button before the end of the day or before you click out of here, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, now let's see. Steve is out of Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat, where are you? Here we go. All right. So a little bit of a loss on that one. Way to follow your trading process, Steve. All right. Steve is also out of ARC. Nice profitable trade. Way to follow that process again, Steve. All right, now we have ARES. And Steve got in at 78.20. $78.20. And that's Steve. With the 520 EMA crossover. And then also an AMD. Did that hold? Yes, it did by a penny. And we got into there where? 105.17. All right. And that's Steve with the 520 crossover. All right. Larry Lewis, what is happening, my friend? You need to call me, bud. I have a question for you that I know you can answer, but man, it's great to see you, Larry. Larry was one of my very, very first students ever and lives in the same town as me. And besides questions and all that other stuff, we need to catch up, buddy. We need to catch up. Thank you for saying hello to me today, buddy. David is also an AMD. All right, Lova is in XLU, 1/2. It's a half position. All right, so let's put Lova in there. Oh, 1/2. Okay. AEE is out of half. Okay. Looks like that closed below the previous day's low. Makes sense. Way to follow your process, Mike. All right. And if my computer freezes up, you're gonna see me throw a fit. How about that? That should be fun. All right. DocuSign out of half as well. Boom. Sold 1/2. All right, with close below previous day's low. Way to go, following your process. Out of half NEE. Nice profitable trade there. That closed below the previous day's low. Oh, wait, I'm not doing that. Sold 1/2. And XLRE also sold 1/2. Okay. Oh, here we go. All right. Way to follow your process, Mike. Sold 1/2. All right. Mike says, Greg's cheerleader here. I recommend the one-on-one course. Greg has the skill of a coach, the intelligence of a professor, and the patience of a Buddhist monk. Wow. Who are we talking about? Who is this Greg person? Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that, buddy. I really do. Ava is in CBOE. CBOE. God, that was nice of you, Mike. All right, so let's see. Ava 125.20. Oh, good. Nice entry. Way to go, Ava. Proud of you. $125.20 for Ava. Okay. Good entry point there. Already nicely profitable. Tom is in Macy's. And my students out there will know this is a beautiful contextual structure. We have a nice move up, right? Nice strong move up, which indicates an uptrend. We have a pullback. We have a mean reversion, which really return to values are. We had the sideways motion, which we need, and then we had a trigger of the V1 a couple days ago. You could have bought it right there. You would have been up on it. But I like that we went. We went under 50, over 50. Makes sense to me. It's a good risk to reward ratio, and that's why I took it. And I guess that's why Tom took it as well. And out of FIS on the weekly. So weekly trade here. I have dynamic duo on Tom, so I'm taking Tom off of the weekly trade. Oh, come on. Seriously? Okay. Michael says, in a full position of XLU. The others were minus half each. Oh, okay. So XLU is a fully. Is that what you're telling me, Mike? All right. Done and done. Magic poof. It is a full. Marco, hey, what's going on, bud? Good to see you. Hi, all. Little late. Better late than never. Good to see you, Marco. Hope you're having a nice evening in Slovenia. Tracy says, have a great weekend, Greg, and Steve, and Frank, and Ava, and Mike, and Glenn, and Nigma. Thank you, Tracy. I hope you and Paxton have a good weekend as well. Ava says, plus M. Greg sold me on this. Oh, okay. Pressure's on now. Okay. Well, glad to have you there with me, Ava. All right. All right. Michael gave a thumbs up. Thank you, buddy. Those were some kind words for sure. All right. What's happening in after hours land? Anything? Apple's down. Alibaba's up. Budweiser's even. Facebook down 10 cents, but it was up on the day. Macy's up 3 cents. Q's down. SPY down. Tesla down. VIX up 11 cents. It's pretty good. XLU unchanged. And Zoomy unchanged. Paxton said, did you skip me? I don't. Did I? All right, Paxton. I think I did. I didn't mean to. On my end, when the chats come in, they're pretty quick, and sometimes it's hard to keep all of them. Out of VIX on the weekly. Okay. Out of FISV on the weekly. Okay, good. Glad you followed your process there, Packy. Out of TT on the daily. Good. Glad you followed your process. That's the most important thing. And STX. Yep. Good. Good trade. It was a losing trade, but it was a good trade, Paxton, because you followed your process, and that's what's most important. Okay, so Ava, yes, good on M. Ava says, thank you, Greg, and all. Wonderful weekend to all. Thank you, Ava. Hope you have a lovely weekend as well. Take the dog out for a walk. I'm sure you're going to be doing a little chart studying, and remember to do a little reflection work as well. I know you already do that, but that's just a reminder to me from Ava. Okay. All right. Well, if anyone has any other comments, any other questions, need clarification, let me know. But before we get to that, let me just read this because I like to read it every day. It's important to me. It's an important concept. And so if we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This is by Martin Kornfeld. This is something I try to live my life by. I don't go crazy with it, but if I'm out and about and I see someone that needs help, I try to help them, right? One random act of kindness, it really would make the world a better place if we would all do that. So that's why I try to do it. I would suggest you do it. If you could also do something nice for an animal each day, that would be twice as good. They would appreciate it. The human would appreciate it. It's going to make you feel good. It's going to make you feel good. And so just something to keep in the back of your mind. But I do think it really would make this world a better place if we could do this, if we could all do this every day. Michael says, is the market open regular hours Monday? I'm not sure. Is there a holiday Monday that I'm not aware of? Jonathan says, enjoy your weekend. Cheers. Cheers to you, Jonathan. Appreciate that. Hope you and the family are all doing well. Does anyone have any feedback on the market being open hours, regular hours on Monday? Okie dokie, smokes. Tracy says, U.S. Stock Exchange will be open for trading Columbus Day Monday, October 11th. However, bond market, Federal Reserve banks, and most of the nation's banking institutions will be closed. Oh, so it's Columbus Day. Okay, sounds good. But looks like we're good. We're good to go on Monday. Oh, man, I got excited there when Mike said the market was closed Monday. Is that a bad sign? Is that a bad sign? No, I'm super excited. Okay. Mike says, thank you, Tracy. Yes, thank you very much, Tracy. So no weekly trades today. We ended up down, right? Yep. Right across the board. Dow Jones down 8, NASDAQ down 74. Not so hot tamale there. And S&P. And one thing I just want to mention, I had a lesson last night with my student Rich, and Rich was asking me, in my opinion, what did I think was attributing to the market going down? And I said, 3 things. I mean, one, the U.S. dollar is getting stronger, right? And that impacts U.S. companies that export because now the dollars are more expensive. Other countries have to pay more. They're not going to bring in as many. They don't have as much buying power, so it weakens the demand. Secondly, if we look at TLT, which are bonds, bond prices and interest rates go in opposite directions. Look at bonds. I mean, the price of bonds are going way down. I mean, obviously this is a downtrend, clearly, right? It's going way down. What does that do to interest rates? It increases interest rates. People have to pay more for their interest, for their credit cards, for their mortgage, for everything. So the dollar being stronger, being in an uptrend, that causes less demand for exports from around the world. So that will affect companies' earnings. and their ultimate earnings per share, and then the multiples of the P/E. So that negatively affects it. Interest rates are going up with bond prices coming down this far. That is increasing interest rates. That's also a headwind for the market. So that's also impacting it. And number three, there's been some concern about some of the real estate companies in Asia not making payments and so forth. And so I think that spooked the market as well. So for what it's worth, from a macroeconomic standpoint, those are headwinds that the market is contending with right now. And in my opinion, that is why you're seeing the equity markets trend down. Lova says, thank you for everything, Greg. Excuse me. Being part of the group keeps me on track. Well, you being part of our group keeps me on track as well, Mike. Appreciate it. And looking forward to our lesson on Monday. And Bacon Bandit, if you're out there, looking forward to our lesson this coming Sunday. So, okay. Well, I think that's it, everyone. I appreciate you being here. Have a good rest of your day. Be good. Be safe. Drive safe. Try to do something nice for another person today. Try to do something nice for an animal today. Enjoy your weekend. Take some time off. Do some deep breathing. Get a little exercise. Study your charts. Try to make it a good, well-rounded weekend. And I think that's all I have for today, everyone. So thanks a lot. And I'll see you on Monday, hopefully, during the last hour of the market. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.